Hi, I'm Ethan Perry, and I'm going to be evaluating David Schwartz's argument on being the consumer as a participant in should we boycott or do we have more obligations to the means that they're being made to stopping that or stop using that product. Now, David Schwartz, he talks about blood diamonds, chocolate, endangered trees, and slavery, which are all used today in practices. Now, one of the biggest problems is chocolate, and there are about 600,000 cocoa farms in Africa, and there are slaves that are bought and sent and working on those cocoa farms. So, cocoa farms produce cocoa. Cocoa is what you use to make chocolate. That chocolate is then sent to many countries, but primarily America. America uses so much chocolate, and if you go to any store, you'll see on any aisle that there's chocolate. And you may not even realize that when you buy that chocolate, it was made by slave hands. So by buying that chocolate, you're endorsing slavery? You're okay with slavery? Or is it that you don't know, so you shouldn't care? Or if you do know, should you not buy the chocolate? And that's where the argument comes in. And it's, should you boycott, a product if it's using unethical practices for the ends of the product? There's also blood diamonds, which are used for wars, for trading, and there's so many things out there that are being used today unethically that maybe we should boycott them. There's the example he gives in his book that a couple goes on a trip to another country to go buy these clothes because they find out that they're so cheap and the embroidery is so fine. Well, when they get there, they're like amazed by how amazing it is. And when they go to buy it, they ask the man, if you don't mind me asking, why is all this so cheap and it's fine tailored just for you? And the guy says, well, in our country, slavery is legal. So right then and there, you find out that it's made by slave hands. Does that mean that you should still buy it? But then again, you also have to think, if I don't buy it, somebody else is, so it's okay. He also talks in his book about collective group. Collective group is when enough people get behind you and they start to collect as a group behind your cause. So if you wanted to boycott that clothing guy, the stand, you could get enough people and he might not have business. But then the other argument comes into play. If I shut his business down, that just makes more business for another man doing the same thing. So, is it unethical for you to buy it, or is it unethical for you to not buy it but not do anything? And do we have any moral obligations to not do anything? That was one of the big issues. Personally, though, my standpoint on the argument is we have a moral obligation to do something. Now, David Schwartz, he states boycotting. And I believe that's fine. But I believe that there should be more than boycotting, because boycotting doesn't help a lot of times. Recently, people boycott Chick-fil-A over what the CEO stated about his take on gay rights. And people boycotted that. And it was effective in a way, but it also was ineffective. So I believe that there should be more done besides boycotting. And he doesn't really talk about that, but I believe that you should go to the government or go to the company itself. And David Schwartz talks about that again. Let's go back to David Schwartz. He talks about, where does the blame go? Is it come from you purchasing it? Does it go to the janitor mopping the facility? Does it go to the company itself? And he states that we all share blame. And I believe that's true. And the blame is not equal, he says. However, we do all share blame. So I believe that we should still, as a participant and as a consumer, go and do something to those companies or to the government. And that is my take and evaluation on David Schwartz's book. Thank you.